Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game between Soin versus Happy. Soin has spawned as the blue orc player over here on the bottom right hand side of the map. Meanwhile, Happy has spawned as the red undead. A game without a night elf here taking place on Tyrannistan. Most likely it will be a Blade Master versus Death Knight matchup, but I am still really curious as to this particular matchup in general. I think out of all of the changes in WarCraft 3 as we move towards Reforged, I really enjoy Spirit Walkers now coming from the Tauren Totem as opposed to the Spirit Lodge. It just makes a lot of sense. It allows for the transition into Tauren to be much more successful. I'm thinking that Pulverize, the area effect, and the bonus towards medium damage should be a little bit higher since they do seem to be a little bit of an all-in unit. Now, some interesting points to note already. Soin going for a Farseer instead of a Blade Master. Secondly, you do not see a barracks as of yet. What does that mean? Well, eagle-eyed viewers or consistent viewers probably know what I'm going to say. It means a very fast tech to tier 2. Fast tech to tier 2, transitioning into a barracks and maybe a Spirit Lodge a little bit later, but perhaps a Tauren Totem. Then again, Spirit Walkers were never really prominent in the Orc versus Undead matchup because of Destroyers anyways. Graveyard now getting added. It looks like we are going into Crypt Fiends. Death Knight will be able to make its way out in just a moment. Tomb of Relics, as we're looking at a single lone Acolyte just wandering around back over here. Farseer out onto the field. You see the Great Hall already being upgraded, and that one Acolyte could end up getting taken down. Acolytes do have normal movement speed, already down to, 92 hit points, as the Wolves are just trying to give chase. One Wolf getting in a little bit more damage. Can the Farseer just get enough damage here? It looks like 1-2. It looks like it will get taken down there, as the Farseer now, does a little bit of scouting. The Spirit Wolves are all split up, and this is on purpose to try and find where the Death Knight is. Death Knight may try and finish off that Renegade Wizard. There's one shot. There's the Death Coil. Picks up a Gloves of Haste, and now moves back around. Now, Acolytes feel like they are moving much more faster than before. I think their movement speed is still average, as the Death Knight now heads off to the north again. I think overall, workers in general have been able to move slightly faster, and that does change a bit of the harassment up in the game as well. Skeletal Minions now looking to do a little bit more scouting. We are going into a War Mill, and a War Mill before you go into a barracks. All right, I am completely flabbergasted, and my brain is just trying to come up with the strategy that Soin is going for. No barracks as of yet. Going for a Voodoo Lounge. Great Hall is nearly done. And is he just going to try to get the Fortified Armor upgrade? Perhaps try to go to a quick tier 3 as the Death Knight uses mana to focus down and gain experience from a Spirit Wolf. That is still a little bit odd at this point in the game. Both sides with only level 1 heroes, and it doesn't seem like they are very concerned about trying to get to level 2. Now, still no production buildings as of yet. War Mill means that we are going to be going into high lumber, and could we be going into double bestiary for Wind Riders? That could be a possible strategy here, as we still do not see anything coming in from the Altar of Storms. Buildings have been placed down. There's one bestiary. There is a double bestiary, as it could be Wind Riders there. Normally you don't go double bestiary if you are going for raiders, as the Death Knight gets in another Death Coil to try to finish off a Spirit Wolf. This is a problem right now, though, as you see the number of Crypt Fiends by Happy. I don't believe Soin is going to continue with this Wind Rider strategy if that's what he originally had in mind. You can already see the low number of ghouls, and now the high number of Crypt Fiends means that, that's not going to be the most beneficial strategy. We are going into a Shadow Hunter now. I believe it is going to be Raiders, as we are now quickly going into tier 3. All right, tier 3. It could be Farseer, Shadowhunter, Tauren Chieftain, the Orc Tri-Hero with Bestiary off of Raiders. As we're taking a look at the skeletal minion just slipping on by here. Shadowhunter out onto the field does have some presence for everyone else. And no, I take it back. Soin is in fact going for Wind Riders off of this army. Now, the Shadowhunter, is it here for Healing Wave or is it here for Serpent Wards? That is a big question as well. We can see that we are going into the slaughterhouse now, already getting web, so Happy is going to be able to deal with those Wind Riders the moment they get out, as the Wind Riders are just, well, taking it to the skies now. 36 to 44 piercing damage. Farseer and Shadowhunter, they finally want to do a little bit of creeping to try and gain experience, as we are going into a bit of a chase here. Let's take a look. Actually, this is quite odd. The Kobold Taskmaster is actually running in the wrong direction. Wind Rider is right there as well. Let's take a look at this. That Hex will be coming to an end. Kobold Taskmaster, where is it going? Finally decides to run away, and True Shot Aura given. True Shot Aura giving bonus damage to the Farseer, Shadowhunter, and Wind Rider. That Wind Rider essentially has level 1 weapon upgrades already. As more Wind Riders are added to this army, we're seeing at 36 over 40 compared to 38 over 40 supply. More and more units are getting added in. I don't see any more Orc Burrows being trained. Soin is currently supply blocked right now, as the Wind Riders are going to finish off some of those units. Shadowhunter picks up the Tome of Agility +2. I believe his primary attribute is in fact agility, even though you normally think of him as a caster. He does benefit from bonus damage from that Tome of Agility. Now, Shadowhunter purposely pulling back. Thank you, Kabrowski, for the subscription. Always very helpful. I finally got paid for that subscription train back in December or late November. That was a very pleasant surprise, being able to actually be positive in casting for a month. Shadowhunter now going to be shifting back off to the north here. Meanwhile, back down to the south, this is a lot of Crypt Fiends at this point in the game. 40 supply, 4 Crypt Fiends out. That's 25% of your supply. Pleasant surprise. Thank you, Hacky. How are you doing? As we take a look back across over here, Orc Burrows gets the fortified armor upgrade in time. This peon should jump inside there. Nope. Doesn't jump inside for some strange reason. Should really be trying to jump inside at this stage. And, well, finally jumps inside there. Great to have all of these viewers watch me live as well. Wind Riders are going to be able to get ensnared or webbed down here in just a moment. And I think this just may be a problem of Hell or Soin sticking to a strategy when there was no reason to do exactly that. All of these Crypt Fiends are out onto the field. You saw your opponent go for those units. Why build the unit that actually gets countered by them? One Orc Burrow will finally get taken down. Well, no, not even taken down there, as the Wind Riders able to, well, try to poke apart many of those units again. Perhaps they're going to try and take down the Haunted Gold Mine. Shadowhunter is right here. Scroll of Town Portal heading back the other way. And who comes out on top? Not really 100% sure. Orc Burrow about to get taken, about to get repaired. Are we going into a third hero? Are we getting any sort of upgrades? None that I really see. This is still very confusing to me as to why Soin decided to invest so much into a unit that's already being countered. Yes, the True Shot Aura is definitely going to be helpful, but that right now the problem is until the Farseer gets to level 5 with stronger wolves, there is nothing that really stops those Crypt Fiends from freely being able to deal all of that damage. Shadowhunter now out onto the field. 4-Straw High Priest, even with inner fire and medium armor, unable to take the onslaught of the Wind Rider's piercing damage. Back across over here, you can see more units getting taken down. Are we getting more upgrades? No, we are not. We are sitting at 47 over 50 supply. And, well, I don't see anything else being trained as of yet. All right, let's take a look. Level 8 right there. That does deal chaos damage. Assassin number 1 already taken down. Assassin number 2 gonna get taken down. There it goes. Dark Wizard is all that is left. It will end up getting taken down rather quickly as well. It's gonna try to summon up some more skeletons. Does not do that. And those skeletal warriors will get taken out. Farseer at 3, Shadowhunter going at 3. Meanwhile, Lich is at 2, almost at 3. Death Knight is at 3 as the Obsidian statues roll on through. Ghoul now, well, almost getting caught. Let's take a look at this. There is poison, the poison damage from the Wind Riders there, making it difficult to try and retreat. Meanwhile, the Farseer is going to go ahead and try and engage. There's Scroll of Speed right there, chasing after units. And let's take a look. Perhaps ghouls would be an easier target to take down as the Spirit Wolves going after all those units there. All right, there's one web. A Scroll of Town Portal trying to be used. These are hit and run tactics as another Acolyte gets taken out just in time. And this is also during an upgrade transition. Now, down to Acolytes mining for a little bit of time. That is going to be a bit of a problem, getting, well, 40% less gold per minute as we now transition back off to the north, or excuse me, the center portion of the map. Farseer sitting at 3, Shadowhunter sitting at 3. Some big items getting picked up as well. We'll see where everything is going to be going. Mantle of Intelligence should be picked up by the Farseer. Nope, going to be picked up by the Shadowhunter, who has a Robe of Magi. So very heavy on mana as well on that Shadowhunter. Meanwhile, the Farseer could perhaps try and give that True Shot aura to the Shadowhunter so that the Farseer actually gets a little bit more damage too. Difficult to tell what they're really trying to go for here. Healing Wave bouncing back around once more as the Wind Riders focus down this last Dark Wizard. Dark Wizard will get finished off. There it goes. Potion of Greater Mana picked up by the Shadowhunter. Shadowhunter sitting at level 4. Meanwhile, come back across here. Plenty of Crypt Fiends ready to go. Farseer is here as well. There we go for an engagement. No Devour Magic. Orb of Corruption removing armor, and that Spirit Wolf could get taken down. There it goes, giving level 3 to that Lich. That's never something you want to see. You never want to see one of your summoned units die just to give your opponent that next critical level. Level 3 on the Death Knight, level 3 on the Lich, going up against a level 4 Shadowhunter and a level 4 Farseer. At this point in the game, I would normally say, looking at the heroes, I would have thought that Soin is in a better spot. He is up on experience. He also has an expansion up as well. He's been able to shut down and cause a lot of harassment to his opponent, but at the same time, his unit choice is curious at best. More Wind Riders getting added. Steel ranged weapons getting added as well to try to increase the damage from this Wind Rider army. Let's take a look back down to the south. Are we going to see a Scroll of Town Portal be used? Oh, slow right there, which could mean web, which could mean death. Farseer going to go ahead and try and engage. There goes one Wind Rider. Another Wind Rider could get taken down. Let's take a look at this. 2 more Wind Riders could get taken down. There goes another one. Healing Wave just now comes across. There's some Devour Magic as well. And let's take a look at so many of these Crypt Fiends now trying to stagger back. Multiple Wind Riders are getting finished off as well. 57 supply compared to 54. Who is coming out on top? Destroyers trying to eat through all of those Pharaoh Spirit Wolves, as well as a Crypt Fiend and a Wind Rider both get lost in the exchange. At the end of that battle, 51 supply compared to 42. So in losing more, I believe. Death Knight, Dark Ranger, and Lich, or Death Knight and Dark Ranger about to level. Lich halfway to level 4. Meanwhile, the Shadowhunter and the Farseer are both at 4.5 as well. My prediction for this matchup: if the Shadowhunter and the Farseer can get to level 5 while keeping the undead heroes at their current level, they will actually come out with a significant advantage. If they are unable to do that, well, there's not much that can be done, because the unit choices is always going to end up favoring Happy if the battle drags on out. Let's take a look at the Spirit Tower, taking a lot of damage right now. Wind Rider is going to go ahead and try to drop down. Perhaps they should be focusing down the Acolytes. Acolytes can easily get taken down right there. Spirit Wolf going to try and finish off. There goes one Acolyte. There goes another. It's going to be base for base right now, as the Death Knight is going to get to level 4 gets healing wards, and will be teleporting back off to the north. Who comes out ahead? Wind Rider, could end up losing that. Nope, no web there at all, as the units are all now looking to back up. All right, 2 peons working this gold mine now, compared to 1 acolyte, or no, 2 acolytes, but there needs to be some repair work onto that spirit tower as well. All right, it feels like, I don't know, is this closer than this is? Yeah, I believe this location right here, you can actually get mortar teamed right from this location, but I don't know if that's actually the case from this side. Yeah, that seems significantly farther and, well, not balanced if you get spawned from the south as opposed to spawn from the north. Orc Burrows getting finished up now. Taking a look, 63 supply compared to 80. Both sides are in that very, very awkward stage where, well, you are in low upkeep. Low upkeep hell is what I call it, as well, you've invested yourself and you've spread yourself out a little bit more, but there hasn't really been any returns as of yet. All right. Dark Minion gonna go ahead and get finished off right there. Wind Rider does have level 1 weapon upgrades. Level 2 weapon upgrades have not been started. More Wind Riders getting added. And Soin, sticking to 1 unit type only, and no matter what his opponent is trying to bring out, it almost feels like whatever your opponent is going to engage with, as long as you have a larger army and are able to control them better, even if your opponent's units can counter it, it won't really matter. Now, the Farseer desperately needs to get to level 5. That level 3 Spirit Wolves at level 5 would be the key difference here, but the Death Knight and the Lich are also gaining up in level as well. You wanted that bonus damage from those Spirit Wolves to be able to get those critical strikes onto those Crypt Fiends, normal damage critical strikes, and also being a little bit invisible to just get into that proper position. Banshees are out as well. Let's take a look back off to the north. We're going to see a flyby here. 1 ghoul could get taken out. Is that ghoul going to get taken out? Yes, so quickly. There it goes. And the Farseer sitting at level 4. Units are now making their way off to the north already. No scroll of speed. There's a bit of a cursing already getting underway. There goes a ghoul. Farseer is here as well. Spirit Wolf trying to engage. And this is just all very, very well timed and planned. Let's take a look at this. Acolytes could get taken down. There goes another one. Level 5 now on the Farseer. Damage is starting to add back up. Crypt Fiends are trying to get into position. Gold Mine gets taken out, but there's only 5 minutes left of mining there, as the Shadow Hunter also gets to level 5. Scroll of Town Portal is going to be tactical retreat. Spirit Wolf trying to get away, does not get it in time, as the Shadow Hunter does get to level 5. And level 5 Shadow Hunter with level 3 healing wave could be the difference. We are also going into the Tauren Totem. All right, so if this is a gradual transition into Taurens, that would completely surprise his opponent, as Pulverize on those units is extremely powerful. The problem is your opponent already has Banshees, and if he starts to do that research, Possession could be a possible issue. All right, Banshees now making their way back over here. Let's take a look at this. Gold Mine is getting rebuilt once more. You can see Spirit Towers are being built into the back. Are the Wind Riders going to try and do a little bit of poking again? That could be exactly that. There goes 1 volley. There goes 1 Acolyte right there. And now looking to back up, as those Wind Riders are still sitting at 1/1 upgrades. No additional upgrades now. Kodo Beast are getting added in. That a little bit of bonus damage. Well, it's going to go from +4 to, I believe, +6 or +8, as the Spirit Wolves should be able to get into position. What a great pleasure. Greetings from Brazil. Thank you for tuning in. Always nice to have a live audience to interact with. All right, this Haunted Gold Mine looks like it was poked down a little bit more, but nearly now done being completed, as the units, well, there's no more creeps anywhere on the map. Soin has the supply advantage. 72 supply over 80 compared to 67. Kodo Beast, is it out onto the field? Yes, it is. And that is now plus 8 damage there. Kodo Beast gets plus 4 from the True Shot Aura and the War Drum. So plus 8 damage across all of these units. This army is going to be rather powerful indeed, as long as that Kodo can stay or keep up with the pace. Spirit Wolves also on the move again. Where are all of these units going to be traveling to? Kodo Beast now making their way back off to the north. Shadowhunter sitting at level 5. Farseer sitting at 5. Lich is at 4. Death Knight is at 4. I believe the Dark Ranger... where's the Dark Ranger? Dark Ranger is at 2.5 pretty much. As here you go, there's the engagement. Frost Nova right there, trying to focus down units. Destroyer going to get focused down really quickly. As you can see, the Spirit Wolves are now engaging. However, Devour Magic has already come into play. The Spirit Wolves will get taken down very, very fast. Ni hao, Ben Lao, as we're looking at more and more Wind Riders poking down units again. All right, so many Wind Riders are webbed down, but they are still able to fight. And the Spirit Wolves are really dishing out that damage, but they are also cursed. 46 damage critical strikes. Normal attacks do deal a lot of damage here. 54 supply compared to 64. Who's going to come out ahead as the Wind Riders could try to start focusing down some of those Banshees? 48 supply compared to 60. Soin still has a slight advantage here, but Happy has not been backing out after the units have been webbed. That is a bit of a problem there, and because you are still taking the full brunt of that damage, that is, I guess, a little bit of a two-edged sword. When you web down a Wind Rider, it actually brings it closer, so you have further to try and retreat. There's a quick hex onto that Crypt Fiend. Crypt Fiend now looking to try and get away. Looks like it will get down to 11 hit points and get taken out once more. Spirit Wolves constantly getting finished off here, but the Destroyers have to back off, have to be extremely careful as the Wind Riders with Curse are missing 25% of their targets. Kodo Beast now looking to back up here, does not have anything in its belly. 71 supply compared to 43. Turning back around here, there's that, cloaked or invisible Spirit Wolf getting into that proper position again. Should be really just trying to go after those Crypt Fiends, as the Crypt Fiend damage is rather high. Wind Rider continuing to go after a little bit more. More slow poison, or more poison coming across. That damage over time takes a toll eventually, as you see a resummoning of those Spirit Wolves. All right, Kodo Beast out onto the field. This gold mine only has 2 minutes left. This gold mine has been mined out. Happy is actually mining more than his opponent right now. As you can take a look at his 2 bases to 1. Farseer sitting at level 5, trying to get in a little bit more damage, still trying to chase. Let's take a look at this, trying to poke down more and more units, deciding to give up the chase again. Kodo Beast with plus 4 damage. Is it upgraded Warsong Battle Drums? No, I do not believe so. I believe that's just Warsong Battle Drums coupled with True Shot Aura. All right. Yeah, the Spirit Wolves still only have a plus 10 damage. Let's take a look back across over here. Crypt Fiend could get taken out. 79 supply over 80 compared to 57 over 90. There is one Spirit Walker out onto the field, and it was actually for Spirit Link. Spirit Link is available, but the Destroyers should be able to devour it very quickly. But then again, one Destroyer is not going to stay onto the field for that long because of the Wind Rider's piercing damage. Perhaps that's how you counter, or still how you use Spirit Link, as you see a Destroyer quickly get taken down. By having so much piercing damage, by the time the Destroyer can devour magic, you can easily focus it down and remove it, and that potentially could be the issue. All right, Dark Ranger could get taken down. One more volley there. Wow, teleported just far enough away as the Death Knight lands a big critical death coil. All right, Earthquake coming across from the Farseer, gonna finish off those buildings there. It is now 1 base to 0, or 1 base to 1 at most, as the Shadow Hunter also has Big Bad Voodoo. Oh, I wanted to see Big Bad Voodoo, as there was nothing that I know of that could have easily taken out the Shadow Hunter, or at least stun it. Level 6 dual heroes coming in from Soin, and that was all pretty much with a mass army of Wind Riders. Good transition, and Destroyers never made a presence out onto the field at all. making Spirit Link actually a possibility as well. I'm going to have to think about this particular matchup and figure out what exactly went right and wrong. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it. All right. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Hacky, thank you for the bits. Every bit helps. And, well, I will be back next week.